Hello, true believers, and welcome back to another episode of You and Me, an interview series for the discerning listener. As always, I'm your host, Randy Devlin-Souter, also known as @TomorrowUnBand on Instagram, and today, I'm also your editor. Today's guest is a good friend of mine, Brett McEachern. His name, spelled on the bottom of the screen right here, looks like a mistake. Like a crazy person, just took a pencil, slammed it into the paper 100,000 times. I messed up this intro in the original record and told him I'd be nice and recorded at my desk. So, Brett is a good friend of the show, also the brainfather of the band Quaker Gun Club, an eclectic indie outfit here in Buffalo, New York. I play in the band as well, and this episode was a lot of fun to record, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Brett. We're friends, and we've been playing together for a little while now. What's your name? What band are you in? How tall are you? What's your blood type? Your mother's maiden name, the childhood street you grew up on, and the password to your mobile banking app that you use to control all your money now, man.
I'm Brett. I'm in Quaker Gun Club. I'm 6'3".
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's too tall. I'm not a fan of it, but people don't like hearing me say that, so I'll just leave that alone. Blood type, I don't actually know, which isn't great in an emergency. Street I grew up on would be Wood Glen.
Your mother's maiden name?
Walker. She's a great...
Wow, you downgraded.
Her full name is Joan Leslie Walker, which sounds like an Old West name. That's like a sharpshooter from the West. My password...
To the mobile banking app that you can use to control all your money right now.
Yeah. That changes every 24 hours, because I'm a very paranoid person.
So you can tell us this one, and then a month later, when the good people at home see it, it'll be old.
Sure, yeah, it's true. It's actually Randy Bobandy. That's the name of my password.
Here it is, folks. Go for it. What is your philosophy of creation?
In terms of what exactly?
In terms of, I'll say art through your medium, but I'm commonly speaking of music.
You know, I remember my dad once asked me, he said he had read an interview or seen an interview with John Lennon, but he was asking, like, why do you do this, you know, or would you always keep on, or are you going to do it? And his answer was like, I kind of have to. It's not really a choice. And I create things, I think, maybe out of boredom or maybe out of some compulsion, but it doesn't feel like a choice to do it. It's not like, I don't know. It's different than almost any other thing in life. Like, I create something just because I feel compelled to do it, because I enjoy doing it. I don't know that I ever really seek to get anything out of it. I think I used to. When I used to make music, it was like, because I wanted to be famous, you know, and I wanted to be adored, and I wanted to have the lifestyle and the freedom of a musician to be like, I'm not waking up at a 9 to 5, I'm going to play a show at 10 o'clock, you know, like, that all sounds really appealing, but like, there's other things you can do in life to like get that sort of freedom. And as far as like the creation, like the process of it, Radiohead has a slogan that they have printed out. It's a Brian Eno quote that says, "Whatever worked last time won't work this time." I really believe that's true, because anytime I find myself falling into a formula for how I write a song or go about doing it, it ends up being shit. And anytime I just kind of let it happen however it wants to happen, that's it. I mean, most times when I write a song, or a good song anyway, it was not sitting down with the intention to write a song. It was, I had an instrument in my hands, and then something came through. Yeah. It really is. It sounds so pretentious and such a...
No, but it's really accurate, because a lot of the songs that I feel the most comfortable saying are good songs of mine, I ended up writing because of, and this is going to sound like a piece of shit asshole guy, but because I heard a melody in a dream that I then was like, what can I do with this? Yeah. Or because I'm like sitting here, I fidget, I sing to myself, and I riff sometimes, and then I sing a riff that I lock in on, and then I'm like, wait, this can be the foundation of something to build later. Yeah. So you respect not necessarily the spontaneity, but the natural nature of the way things come out.
Yeah, I would say it's spontaneity too. I guess I'm just going to keep quoting people, but like Noel Gallagher said, he always plays guitar every single day because his best songs feel like receiving something, like an antenna. And he's worried that if he doesn't have the guitar in hand, he's going to miss out on that moment to receive that thing. And that's really how it does feel. And it sounds, to me, it sounds very pretentious that like, you're receiving it, it's some metaphysical thing or whatever. But I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes the juice just comes through, and you know, Bob Dylan was asked about it. He said, "How did you write these songs?" And he said it came from a wellspring of creativity.
There was a composer I used to really, really value. His name is David Maslanka. He passed away probably 8 years ago now. And he was talking about he wrote this piece that I was part of the band that performed it for the first time on the East Coast. And he wrote this piece and said he went out to a cabin in the mountains with a pencil, a light bulb, paper, and a piano and wrote this piece. And you hear someone say something like that and you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
And then he said he got the song from the universe is the phrase that he used. And you're like, okay, man, fuck you. You're a composer. Yeah. But then you listen to the piece and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And it ends with 12 bars of silence from the whole band. And it's just this really, really like impactful moment. So yeah, does it sound pretentious? Yeah. Yeah, it does. But there's truth to it. And I think people who create see that truth. They see that sometimes you catch the wave, man.
Yeah. And sometimes you go to write a song and it's just there's fucking nothing there.
Empty.
Nothing.
Oh.
You can't even write a bad song at that point.
No.
Yeah, it's fickle.
So for all you musicians listening out there or anyone else who creates art, just make that well run dry, baby girl, and then take yourself a cold day off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of running your well dry and whatnot, what's your primary source of inspiration? Any artist, film, or anything? Where do you get inspiration from?
I get inspiration, I think, through jealousy. It's when somebody does something really cool that I see, and then I go, damn, they beat me to that. And then I go, I got to do something.
That's what my relationship is with my bassist. And he releases music under his own moniker.
Yeah.
And we constantly have sort of an arms race going. We both want each other to be better.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. I've had my last songwriting relationship that I had was very much come say like, hey, I got a new song. And you listen to it and you go, shit, that's a good song. I'm like, I need to get to work. But now, I don't know, I don't feel as compelled to do that sort of thing as much. But
sure.
Because I'm not competing with, whatever Tom York is doing now. Like,
sure.
It's not a he's won a million times over, and I'll never get to anywhere close to that level.
He's Tom York, and you're Brett McEachern.
Yeah, exactly.
McEachern.
McEachern, yeah, thank you. I mean, a lot of times, like, I'll watch a movie or something that really impacts me or whatever, and I feel like it's not just music. It's like when somebody does something really original, and for me, the thing that really, the thing that gets me off with any art at all, but especially with music, is that there's so much music being released now that I listen to and I go, this isn't bad or this is even good, but I don't like it because I know how they got there. I know how they wrote that song.
You like being struck by...
I want to be surprised. I want to be completely blown away. And so when a band does something that I've never heard before, or I've seen a movie that I don't know the end of the plot, and it confounds my expectations, it lights me up inside and then that turn has a spark that then makes me want to create something. And that's always the best stuff.
What about any artists that do the opposite of inspire you? You've set the boundary for where you want to be. What's the boundary for where you wish you weren't?
Oh, God. I think it's funny that every cover band I've ever seen has the exact same setup. Mm-hmm. And it's 3 dudes playing the music, playing the instruments every single time. And they go and they play these 4-hour sets for, $400 from some bar. They still build themselves as if it's like, come see my show. I'm like, well, we could have had a jukebox do this too.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. That is where I don't ever want to be. I don't know. When I see local shows, most of them I don't want to see them. And this sounds really arrogant, and because I'm not saying I'm good or better than at all. When people go and see local shows, they go, oh, well, this is the kind of shit that is in the scene, and they don't feel like going back to it. Whereas if they saw, like, the best bands of the scenes were the only ones playing shows, and they go to them, be like, damn, that was fucking awesome. They want to go back again. Yeah. So I feel like bad bands dilute everything. So I guess the thing that I don't want to be most is, like, a shit bad musician making unoriginal shitty music and or just a cover band. And I'm not insulting you. If you play in a cover band, like, fucking cool. Playing music's fun, and if you're doing it for fun, that's cool.
Some people's standards are different.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's totally fine. I don't mean to, like, completely slag you off if you're doing that, because
you can be talented, you can even be a intelligent, awesome artist, but some people's standards are different.
Yeah, absolutely.
You write music that frequently makes use of non-functional harmony. What drew you to that sound?
Non-functional harmony.
Oh! All right, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, here's Randy's music lesson of the day. Non-functional harmony is harmony that doesn't drive to further the progression in any sort of way that's driven by songwriting or voice leading. Non-functional harmony just sounds Dope. For example, Squirrel Winter's bouncing back and forth between key centers, or there's like major fives where there's no need for there to be major fives, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Or Soylent Green being an F sharp minor, and then for no reason a G major chord, an A major chord, and then our chorus lands in C major.
It goes into C.
There's no function that drives you to either of those places.
Yeah. You know, I feel like everything about me ends up going back to ADHD. I get bored so easily, and I feel that non-functional harmony is just not boring. It's like a way I can guarantee to not be boring.
You like the surprise of a crowbar key change, so you utilize it more frequently.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It just inherently sounds interesting. It's unexpected. It's not boring. And one of my biggest fears, I guess, going back kind of the last question too, is that I never want my music to be boring. I'm always terrified of playing a slow song. Like, one of my favorite songs that we play, The Waltz That Never Ends, it is
a great fucking song.
Grown to be like the band's favorite, and usually plays well in the crowd too. But it starts rather slow, like it's plodding for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes. Sure. The song always scares the shit out of me, and I'm always nervous about where to put it in a set.
This is where everyone's smoke break is.
Yeah, I don't want that. This is the old joke. The best time to
wear a striped sweater.
No, that's time to order a drink at a jazz club is when the bassist does a solo, because no one wants to listen to it. I actually love a really good jazz bass solo.
Fucking awesome.
Record. They're great. Yeah, amazing. But I get what they're going for. But like, I just never want to be boring. And so yeah, doing that sort of stuff, anything weird like that. I also think like my first guitar teacher, my main guitar teacher growing up, just loved weird music, and he like showed me a lot of that stuff. And then I think it's one of those things where it's like the first time your ear hears that stuff, it sounds wrong and bad. But then after a while, once you're used to it, you tend to gravitate towards like, ooh, that's kind of weird. I like that. But it's also just a way for me to feel like when I write a song that doesn't have anything like that, or is just catchy, it scares the shit out of me that it's just trite and cliched and bad. Whereas when I do something like that, it makes me feel assured that at the very least, even if this isn't an amazing song, it's at least something kind of weird and different, so it makes me feel comfortable.
Sure. You've said in the past that you find performative music, generally speaking, to be inherently vain. More specifically, that the last album Quaker Gun Club released was called Vanity Project because that's what QGC is to you. Can you shed some light on your opinion of vanity and music?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the name Vanity Project was kind of... I never want anything I do to be seen as too serious or pretentious. I like to do something where it sounds like it could be a genuine highbrow statement, but also could be taken as a total joke, too. That's the line I like to walk. And so Vanity Project hits both those to me. You know, it could be like, oh, it's a project about vanity, or it's also this guy's vanity project and the humor of calling your own thing a fucking vanity project. But yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. Like, have you met musicians, man? They're fucking terrible. Like, my God, it's
You're bad.
9 out of 10 are just abhorrent people that you really shouldn't associate with freely. I really don't enjoy interacting. I mean, it's my least favorite part of being a musician is working with musicians, by far. And it's not just musicians. I mean, artists in general. I have a very low opinion of artists. And I think, if you ask most musicians genuinely if they would rather make their ideal music, whatever they hear in their head, would they rather do that and play to a room of 100 people, or would they rather make mediocre music but they're selling out stadiums? Almost everyone's going to go with the stadiums. To me, that couldn't be more attention-seeking, fame-seeking, performative sort of behavior. It's what I don't like, and it's why I know, like, Quaker Gun Club and any other project I ever do is almost certainly never going to be successful in terms of, well, fuck, is it even going to make money? Probably not. The last band that I had broke even on our last show with all expenses in and all expenses out. I consider that a massive success that we were able to pay for everything we did and break even. That's a dream for most people. So if you're doing it for that, yeah, it is. It's incredibly attention-seeking behavior, and I think it leads to a lot of really shitty people being involved in the industry.
My brother keeps telling me that I need to just churn out sloppy pop music.
But who can't do that, though?
Everybody can do that, and I don't want to be the guy that does that. No. I want to be the guy who throws jazz accentuations into indie rock music.
Yeah, why not?
Because that's how I present myself as an artist. People who choose the stadium option over playing to a smaller crowd but playing authentically, I find those people to be insufferable.
Yeah, they are, and I mean, this is obviously ballpark figures here, but I think that's roughly 9 out of 10. Want that sort of thing. They want that sort of attention. Now, I'll admit, I like being on stage. I like performing a great deal, but that's true of whether I was hosting a trivia night or karaoke or whatever. Like, I like being on stage. I like the weird sort of freedom that you get from it and like the flow state that happens. And there's only like a couple things I do in life where I actually achieve like a true flow state. It's like one's playing hockey, one's playing music, and the other one is every once in a while cycling, riding a bike. I'll just zone out and be part of the machine, and it's like the best high you can ever have.
You have some esoteric music takes. Can you name for me the top 5 artists everybody loves that you hate?
Sure. Number 1, absolutely Prince.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know. That's
I'm gonna put buzzers and shit during this section. This guy's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, I know. It is easily the most unpopular. His music sounds like a J.C. Penney ad from the early '90s to me.
Okay.
But you know what? I also controversially, I am not really a big funk person. I'm not a fan of almost any music. I don't think there's a more overrated song in the history of civilization than Purple Rain.
Dad, if you're watching, kill this guy.
Yeah.
My dad loves Prince.
It's such a boring. It's so boring. It's not even catchy.
Did you watch the movie?
Get it? No, but I don't care to. The Decemberists, that was a big one. That guy has either a master's or a doctorate in English literature, and boy, he makes sure that you know that. Every lyric he writes is like, I'm a grad student. I read lots of books. I mean, I remember the first song I ever heard of theirs because people kept telling me, like, oh my God, you'll love them, you'll love them, you'll love them. And it was like, the Countess went to the vicar and said, I'm going. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? No, absolutely not. Unacceptable. That's not okay. He's not okay. I don't know. God, you just have to list bands. I'll start hating them. I will say, I'm really surprised by the resurgence in popularity of bands like Creed and Nickelback. I thought we'd all universally agreed that was a mistake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people authentically like them, and I don't understand why, because it's just not good music.
Counterpoint. Hero from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man soundtrack. Huh?
No!
Pretty fucking good.
No! I saw the video so many times.
And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Yep. It's a great song.
Yeah, I know it. I'm not a fan.
It's so
Honestly,
good.
Any person, I mean, Eddie Vedder set up, and I'll just say that's the next one too, Eddie Vedder for sure. Eddie Vedder set up an entire generation of males to sing that way, and it makes me cringe inside the moment I hear it.
I'll agree with that. I don't like the you're male, holding an R in the back of your throat, and
I'm not. I don't get it.
That's 4. Do you need 5? I think.
There's got to be somebody else I can slag off. I think probably.
Put your favorite artist here. Brett hates your favorite artist, and that's number 5.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. Leave us a comment. Tell us who your favorite artist is, and Brett will say why he hates them, and he'll answer every comment, because he has that kind of time. Brett's got all the time in the world to answer all of your comments, so tell him how much you like Eddie Vedder. I play keyboard in your band.
In a fashion, yep.
That's not a question. I'm just letting you guys know that you can hear these fingers in action on my new single, The Tide, streaming on all platforms now. It was released the day before doing this. You can figure out how to stream it on @TomorrowWhenBend, on Instagram, The Tide. Okay, thank you.
That was shameless.
Yeah, it's my favorite bit.
Tomorrow When is my fifth.
Why don't you like ska?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Because it sounds like a genre that I should like, but I really don't. I really like that meme that it's like ska is like what I imagine like a 13-year-old eating mozzarella sticks. That's like what's playing in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. Like, I don't know. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I really... The kids that liked that weren't cool.
No.
And not that I was trying to be cool. I was not cool at all. I don't know
it shows.
I've ever been cool. Yeah. It was a certain type of uncool that I just wanted nothing to do with. And I think for a lot of genres of music that I don't like, it's because it sounds like something I don't want to have anything to do with.
So the kids that weren't cool, that you didn't want anything to do with, are interviewing you right now,
Right,
live to the world.
Well, no, not really, because you were like a zygote at that time, I think.
No,
I know, but like you weren't in the 90s.
I wasn't in the third wave, as they say.
Oh, is that what it is?
The third wave,
right.
yeah.
Now, I will say, it wasn't like, I wasn't like completely immune to it, because like technically, like, there were some bands and songs that weren't like necessarily like pure ska, but had ska.
Were you like you engaged in a mighty boss tone every now and again?
Yeah, you know, early No Doubt, you know.
Sure.
It wasn't. It's not like Never
Mustard
the Twain
Plug?
Shall Meet. A what?
Mustard Plug?
No idea.
Less Than Jake.
Oh, you definitely don't like them. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. You have to make you sound like an asshole right away, huh? Just starting with a genre that is a beloved genre that I really don't like.
So you're locked in a room. In front of you is Real Big Fish's album, Turn the Radio Off, a loaded gun, and a big red button. What do you do?
Well, you have to hit the big red button first to see what it does, right?
Okay, you hit the big red button. A sign comes down and it says, shoot yourself or listen to the album. What do you do? Turn the Radio Off came on in the 90s. It's exactly the kind of music you're talking about.
You know, I'm very aware.
No pressure or anything. Or you have to die, so.
Turn the radio off or load again. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to kill myself rather than listen to it.
You might.
But, like, I don't have to actively listen to it. Like,
You do.
No, I don't, because the superpower of being ADHD is that I can hyper-focus on something else if I want to. So, like, I'll pull out my phone and do chess puzzles while it nanners on in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your biggest fear?
Ooh. I just don't know.
Randy asked me to film this 2 weeks later because he's a fraud and a hack. My greatest fear, though, would be being a fraud and a hack, legitimately. If you've ever been to Enneagram, my type, the greatest fear is being seen as inadequate or not competent. That's most certainly my greatest fear. Also, any kind of creepy crawly insect on me.
That sucks. Mine's that the ramen that I'm eating is going to end up being one noodle and I'll be stuck there forever having to slurp the entire block at once.
That's a very specific fear.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
To have control wrest from your arms in that manner while eating noodle?
But you could always just bite and cut it off.
You can't.
Yeah, you can.
You slurp the whole noodle.
Ramen's overrated anyway.
Whoa! We here at Tomorrow Industries are fueled by ramen. Not affiliated with the people who manage Panic at the Disco or any of that stuff. I love eating ramen.
Ramen's good, not great. Yeah.
Say that. Mug to the camera and say that.
Yeah, ramen's good, not great. It is. It's. There are so many better noodle dishes than that.
Like udon?
Like all of them.
Do you consider ramen pasta?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Would you like?
Basically, is.
Would you go to an Italian joint and be like, "Can I have your finest ramen?"
No,
with one meatball, please.
No, because then my Italians do not play around with their food.
Oh.
And here's another thing. I'll be very controversial, and I'll say this directly to every Italian out there. I break my pasta in half before I boil it because it's easier to eat. And I don't like endlessly twirling something and ending up with either way too little or a giant gob.
Like when the noodle gets stuck and it's one noodle and you have to suck the whole thing.
It changes nothing of the taste, the mouthfeel, or any of it. It just makes it easier to eat. And I love pasta more than I love most humans I've met.
So his greatest fear is not breaking the pasta before it goes into the pot.
No, not exactly.
I've been told that you go barefoot on stage. I haven't seen it myself because I don't like to take peeks at your iconic grippers, but can you explain why?
That was one time for a very specific reason.
He does it every time.
Nope, just one. Because I enjoy my shoes a great deal.
Loves to feel knobs with his toes.
Yeah, it was because it was right there. It was right down there. We were playing a show, and there was no real sound system. Nothing was mic'd up. So I knew I would have to constantly be adjusting my volume levels as I switched through pedals. And so it was easier to do barefooted. I did not want to do that, and I washed my feet. I mean, it was like Jesus' level of feet washing.
Did you like it a little bit
Being
when you were touching all the little knobs? Did you like it a little bit?
No, not really.
Did you like it tickle your little toesies?
I've been into a lot of stuff, but feet stuff I never understood it.
I'm gonna cut that to say feet stuff. I understood it. Do you consider yourself an intellectual?
Oh God, what a dickhead question. Why?
Please answer the question, sir.
Why would you do that?
Do you consider yourself?
Why would you do that?
Do you consider yourself?
Terrible question.
Do you consider yourself an intellectual?
Oh, Oh, because here's the thing. There's no good way to answer that. Because if I say no,
Oh, what a pandering dickhead.
exactly. But if I say yes, it's like, oh, what a pretentious douchebag.
So do you consider yourself an intellectual?
Let me ask you this. To answer that question, what constitutes an intellectual?
Sorry, why do you make it everybody else's problem? Oh, that's it. That's the whole question. It was just for that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Can you summarize the three-body problem in 35 seconds starting right now?
The three-body problem. Yeah, it's like I've never read it or seen it at all, but from the book jacket that I've looked at 3 or 4 times, it's like some aliens come in and, we don't really understand them, and they have 3 bodies, I think. No, that's like something to do with like I have no fucking idea. I don't know.
You have 9 seconds.
Okay, and the aliens kill everything because aliens in literature are always bad, when I think in real life they're probably good or altruistic at worst.
And time! It's about 3 stars trying to orbit each other and how they drain from one another. I could be wrong too, so this might end up getting cut.
It has something to do with aliens.
Let's find out! Hey, Jamie, can we get that up on the screen?
What is it?
The three-body problem. Sparknotes.com, Rule 34, .paheal.net.
Wait, what?
What?
Set during China's Cultural Revolution, the story follows a secret military project that sends signals into space to contact aliens. A dying alien civilization on Trisolaris, a planet in the Alpha Centauri system, receives a signal and plans to invade Earth.
You've done great research, I see.
See, since I'm the one who's running the show, I'm going to cut that whole bit so that I don't...
Fair, yeah. Okay.
In physics, specifically classical mechanics, the three-body problem is to take the initial positions and velocities of 3 points.
That's just a...
We're both right.
Well, not really, because you...
You heard it here first, folks. I'm more right than Brett is, and always will be. All right, I have one question left.
Okay.
And then we're going to break into some making music. You know what an elevator pitch is?
Sure.
Will you do me a favor and step behind the couch real quick?
Jesus. Okay.
You know, so you know an elevator pitch. You know the elevator gag?
Oh, yeah.
Behind a couch?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we're in an elevator, and I want you to elevator pitch Quaker Gun Club to me.
Whew. Oh, man.
Ready?
No.
Oh, hey man, nice to meet you. My name's Randy. I'm A&R here at Big Dick Records.
Hey, I'm Brett McEachern.
Yeah, I saw your email come across my desk with a couple of singles. Do you want to... What floor are you headed to?
I'm at penthouse always.
Sweet, okay, so
We'll be going
that's
up there.
crazy.
No, we're
yeah.
in the penthouse, we're going down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Hold on, sorry, wait. Oh, you said we're in the penthouse right now.
We're in the penthouse.
We just got done with Jared Leto.
Right.
And all of his... Well, you know.
Yeah.
And so we're on our way down. What floor are you going to down to leave now?
Oh, garage 3. Yeah.
Garage 3?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I park on garage 9.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
special floor just for me.
Damn.
Because I drive a one-of-one Lamborghini, so...
Wow.
Yeah. So anyways, garage 9? Garage
Sure.
1, 3.
3. Garage
Okay, 3.
Yeah,
Okay. So, yeah, what's your band like, man?
Quaker Gun Club. We're an indie rock band, and I think we write dynamic music, and I think the best part is that all the songs are kind of different from each other, and none of them are really exactly the same.
Wow, you sound pretentious as hell.
I know, I'm sorry.
Hello again, Tomorrow One Superfans. It's me, your editor. Once again, I just wanted to say thank you very much for sticking around to this part of the video. We're going to get to the part where Brett and I play music in a little bit, but I just wanted to thank him for coming onto the show. I wanted to thank my dope-ass wife, Park, for always helping with these shoots, and thank your mother for, giving birth to you. You should call her more often. And again, tomorrow, Randy, goodbye. We're just going to do this a handful of times, and then we'll end up with something that sounds good.
Cool, that works.
Holding on to love. How do you feel about that?
Sound pretty good?
So I'm holding the... I already forgot what I did. Try... It's like... Puzzle pieces are coming together in my head actively.
Yeah.
So-
It's hard for me not to then try to harmonize.
Yeah, it's like... I can't let go. Every single strand slipping away without...
Do whatever you think is comfortable for you to do, honestly.
No, I want to do the thing that sounds the best. I'm just doing...
Yeah,
like,
you are,
have
yeah.
the song.
Yeah, I'm already ready.
Yeah, this is the coming together of the you
Right,
and the
right,
me.
right.
So I get to take the piss out of you, and then you get to make me look like an idiot for her.
Yeah.
Holding on too long,
Slick with sweat and streaming into the smoke.
You want to hear? There's like a couple times I've written riffs or parts of songs that are like, oh, this is what I think is really cool, but no one wants to listen to. You want to hear one of these riffs?
Yeah.
Let's see if I remember what's it. All right.
You put that in drop B, people are gonna love it.
When you get into like weird, like that shit is like stuff that I like. That is like,
But does music have to all be inherently marketable?
no, it doesn't. But there's a big difference between playing for no one at all,
Yeah.
and doing whatever, and playing something that like will get people to listen. It's like the closest I've ever come to writing like a Coldplay kind of song.
I also have a closest I've come to writing a Coldplay song.
Yeah.
As a guy who makes music, this is the kind of content I wish I had when I was learning how to make music. I could just write them down. That's what I did at the end.
Oh, yeah, even so, I don't think it's necessary.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try playing the guitar quieter when I'm playing it, so my voice doesn't get drowned out.
Music ones are quiet.
I'm something intellectual.
Oh god, I'm so glad that question played out the way that it did. Because I was like, I either slam dunk it immediately, or it becomes a thing I get to slam dunk later. And it was,
Do you want to just come in on like the third bar or something.
Sure.
Like, just give it 2 little. Do the same thing.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. So it's.
It follows the melody line.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because it's.
We switch to the other part of the F. And I'd like vocals to keep going there. Like there's like a fuck. Too many. Because it doesn't repeat exactly.
It should go straight to the F.
Hi, my name is Brett, and this song is called Zombies.
I watched you pack up your bags, kiss me 10 times, say it's not goodbye. So begin these frightful ills, plaguing nightmares and dried wine bottles. To become a zombie is not so bad, better eat my brains so they don't come back. You on all fours like a sick stray dog, getting kicked in the ribs and falling out of love. Holding on to a rope, slick with sweat and screaming into the smoke. I can't let go, still every single strand is slipping away with the hope that you might come home perfectly unscathed, and it will always be the same. But I want you to know that I will mend the wounds, no matter how deep they will go. Can't stop now that I know what it's like. Since living with you, I haven't had my life. Back then, saw the sun dawn on your wild hair. Wildfire spread over my dried cares, burning with the branches that reach for you. Overfly over states, over time and back to you. of the day. Sunsets melt together, making a perfect darkening haze. I could sleep away all of these days, just waking I would see your face hanging over me, smiling like the devil left the details on the plane, like it was all a dream. We never left, the beds lit, I'd do the same.
That was better.
Yeah, I felt really good about that one. This next one's called Crickets and Snakes.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold.
This next one is called Crickets and Snakes.
You've been away for too long now, getting tanned by stain-decked hands. I wanna know where my friends went, and is this all part of the plan? Too many synchronicities for this to all mean nothing. Tell Jeremiah I can't hear him anymore, but I need a vision to explore. I'm sick of liars and cowards and fakes. I need to bathe myself in grace, but it's so hard to tell it's a snake when the split tongue sings fables to your face. The sunset stock still in the sky, so we slept in noonday shadows and we tried to tell the crickets that we missed their song, and we don't know why, it's not our fault. For we need darkness like we need the light. One without the other and you'll die. No one can handle joy for eternity. That's why heaven always scared me.
She's quiet.
Ooh, I think that was it.
By God, we did it.
I think that done did it. I plumb tuckered. I ain't had no supper, and I'm hungry
think we
as
done
a horse. My Lord, my stars, my spines.
No, I just gotta say thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this one. As time goes on, it's gonna continue to get better and better, so please stick around.
Well, that's fucking insulting.
Go fuck yourself. As time goes on, the guests are gonna get way nicer, and as time goes on, the show's going to be produced more competently.
Oh, okay.
And if you like what you hear and think that Brett's an intellectual, please leave a comment.
Fuck you.
Subscribe if you enjoy it. And Mom, I love you very much. Happy Mother's Day. I am going to see you in 2 days. All right. Thank you. And tomorrow out.
Good.
Okay.